Welcome to day 2 of my fitness journey. If you're returning from day 1, thanks for coming back. Hope you're working out with me. If you're new, be sure to check out my day 1 videos. It has a lot of information about how and why I am starting this journey. My back is still a little sore, so I'm going to take it easy today and be very careful with this lower body workout. Exercise 1 today is a barbell Romanian Dead Lift. I'm using a 56-pound barbell, which I'll increase next week if my back is healed by then. 3 sets of 10 reps today. The keys to the RDL, as it's called, are keeping the back straight, making sure to hinge at the hips with minimal bending of the knees, lowering the weights just far enough to feel the stretch in the hamstring, which is the muscles on the back of your thighs. And unlike a straight leg deadlift, which has almost exactly the same form as this, you start from the standing position and lower the weight first. I'm not sure why you would do a Romanian deadlift over a straight leg deadlift. I guess you can better target the butt muscles with an RDL, and you work more hamstring with the regular straight leg deadlift. Let me know in the comments if you know. Okay, I've swapped the weights for the next exercise, which is going to be a barbell hip thrust. So I found that it's kind of awkward to get into position for this exercise. The best way I've found is to put something down to sit on in order to get my back in the correct position. Then to just kind of roll the barbell around to get it in my lap. The weight on these is 43 pounds, which I might increase next week as well. 3 sets of 10 reps again. Keys on this are to make sure to keep your back straight again, pivot on the shoulder blades instead of bending your spine, and squeeze your butt really hard at the top. Like I mentioned yesterday, it's important to concentrate on working the muscles you're targeting and use them to execute the motion. I also talked a lot yesterday about keeping my pulse in that fat-burning zone range of 125 to 138 beats per minute. So here I am checking my heart rate. Today's exercise makes it easier to do this as the muscles I'm working out are much larger and raise my heart rate faster. I'm also taking shorter rests between sets, which results in my heart rate getting into the upper end around 130 beats per minute. When I drop my hips here, I'm not letting my butt rest on the wood, I'm just barely touching it. I want to keep the tension on the muscles. Okay, exercise number 3 for today is a good old squat. Weight is 43 pounds again with 3 sets of 10 reps. Now there are several variations of squats and several muscles work to perform the movement. Small variations in foot placement and form will change which muscles are worked the most. For me, I want to try to target the quads as much as possible, so you'll see here that after I hinge the hips and stick my butt out enough to pass the bar in front of my knees, right at the point where I would need to arch my back to reach the floor, I drop my butt down instead, keeping my back straight. Then on the lift, I concentrate on using my quads to push against the floor, again, not thinking that the goal here is to lift the weight up from the ground, but instead thinking of it as pushing the ground away with my legs, and the weights will just come up with me. Now to really get the most quad work, I should be doing this with the bar up on my back just below my neck, but I'm being very careful not to hurt my back, and I don't have a rack to lift the bar off of to start. So I don't even know how I could get the bar onto my back. On Friday for leg day 2, I'll do a variation with dumbbells so I can get a deeper squat and use more of the quads. My foot placement is hip width apart, but you can also widen it to shoulder width or even wider for like a sumo squat to work more of the outer hip and butt muscles. I also do add a squeeze of the butt at the top just to engage all the muscles in the movement. One point is that as you widen your stance, you'll want to turn your feet out and be sure to bend your knees in the direction your feet are pointing. I skipped over the changing of the weights for the next exercise, so if you need to pause to change weights if you're working out with me, go ahead. These are dumbbell step ups. The weight on these is 24 pounds per dumbbell, and the step height is pretty moderate, about 5.5 inches, about the size of a stair on your staircase. You're going to do a lot of these quickly, kind of like doing a Stairmaster but with the added weight. This will really raise your heart rate into that target fat burning zone. But it makes them hard to count, and you'll see here that I miscount the number at the end, stopping at 9 instead of 10. Checking my pulse here, I'm well within the fat burning zone. In fact, I got up to a peak of 138 beats per minute on this. For the last set of these, we'll take a look from a different angle. So my camera battery died for the last exercise, so I had to use my phone, but these are side planks done with no extra weight, 3 sets each side for 30 seconds. I use my other arm here just to help kind of keep me balanced, but I try not to use it too much, as keeping your balance is part of the exercise to engage all the muscles in your torso. that's it for day 2. I hope you joined me in working out. If not, well, join me tomorrow. Thanks for watching.